tears keep on falling for you, dear, and you alone. Blue days, black nights, blue tears keep on falling for you, dear, but now you're gone. With the memories of you been missing on me. Well, I gave you reason to doubt me, but now you're gone. And I've been left alone with new memories. I think of you.
Well, that is going to be tough to narrow it down because there's been so many. But I guess the earliest influences, believe it or not, I was younger and I bought a Beatles record. And that led me to Carl Perkins because I saw Perkins wrote Matchbox and a couple of other of the Beatles songs. I looked into him, got a Carl Perkins 45 and a cassette tape, and I found Movie Mag on that, and that was a huge deal. But even before that, I grew up listening to Johnny Cash records in our den, and I just love that simple sound. And that was the big one was Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins. Yeah, it goes on and on, but the simple sounds like that is what I really love. When I started, I was probably about 16, so I can actually, I'm 51 now. I was 16, so I couldn't legally be in a bar to play, but I was doing some talent contests, and so that's kind of cool, not getting thrown out because I'm too young anymore. But as far as the scene, there was a very small scene in Southern California, and that now it's huge out there, as well as here, all over the world, which is awesome. And there wasn't that huge of a scene. There was a big scene in England with the Teddy Boys and things like that. It was just awesome, and there was a lot of influence there. But the scene's changed. It's the biggest change has gotten bigger, and there's all kinds of little branches on it now. So it's awesome to see that. I mean, you can't beat that, just the growth of that. Clark show, the recordings that are coming out are unbelievable. I haven't recorded a lot. I've played more shows than recording, or made records or recordings, but I probably wouldn't change a thing, I guess, as far as that goes. And just to see how big it is now worldwide is awesome. And from the original, 50s rockabillys to now, it's pretty amazing to see that so many people are keeping the lifestyle and the music alive. So really happy to see that. And, yeah, I guess the growth is good. Oh, wow. The biggest stage. It's hard to answer that. I mean, I've basically had 3 successful failed music careers. So I've played huge places, and small places. And as far as shooting for a large stage, it would be nice to maybe do the actual Opry. I worked for Opryland for years with the theme park deal, but it'd be kind of cool to actually play the Opry, even though it's not in the original building. It'd be nice to be on there. I have a few songs I wrote that would be perfect for that. So, yeah, I'd like to play the Opry stage. That'd be nice. I have one of their mic stands, actually. I'm not going to mention how I got that, but I do have an original mic stand from the Grand Old Opry. Anything I would do different as far as my musical career, my 3 failed music careers. No, I think the travel I got to do, I think I kind of held out on a lot of stuff that may have furthered it to keep me off with a chainsaw like I am for my daily work. But I think there's a few things like as far as finding a manager. I mean, I started working with Cliffy Stone when he was around, and he discovered Tennessee Ernie Ford. And one of the neatest things I learned from him was that contract with Tennessee Ernie Ford and Clifford Stone was a handshake. And I never found that. Anywhere. I couldn't shake a hand with somebody as far as being my manager or an agent or anything like that. There was a lot of paperwork that was one-sided, and so I kind of held out on my rights, my songs and things like that. And maybe I should have been a little loose with them. They're all pretty much for sale right now at 51 years old. I'll sell any of them songs I got. I'd like to get them out there if it's me singing them or even somebody else, but if the price is right, I'll get rid of some of that stuff. But yeah, maybe some mistakes with that and publishing. You know, I regret a lot of. I heard my songs in Japan, and I heard that they were playing in Australia on some ranches, jukebox and stuff. No, jukeboxes, stations, I guess they're called in Australia. But yeah, so that's fine. I just wanted to. I put out a CD and I handed them out, glad handed them, and sold what I could just to get gas money to go to shows and stuff like that. But some regrets as far as maybe not getting out there as much as I wanted to. But I mean, just theme park, 7 shows a day for 7 years, almost 9 million people went through the gates of that. So it's kind of like touring and not going anywhere. So it was pretty cool. But that kind of exposure, it kind of changed that for the world. I loved it. It was fun. Right, for all those people. So. Well, like I said, all of the branches you see, so, it kind of has little specialized forms, I guess. It's hard to say. What I have seen is there's you can mention Johnny Burnett, or you can mention Ursel Hickey or whoever, and somebody might have the car, the hair, the whole vintage underwear and the whole thing, but they won't know who Johnny Burnett is. And to me, it's like, oh my God. I mean, I've had the honor to play with Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Screamin' Jay wasn't a rockabilly, but man, he was out there and that style. You kind of see it with the psychobilly scene, and I love that. I've always loved psychobilly. Back with the Meteors, and there was a Blood on the Cats album that I had years ago, and a lot of that came from Europe. And I see it kind of going more towards that, and maybe even a little more extreme or something, or even more influences in it. But the traditional rockabilly and hillbilly stuff, I see. Just you listen to modern country or country radio, and I can't believe my ears. I really am seriously disgusted, and I'm sorry, but you got all these guys like Big Sandy and the Fly Right Boys. You got Wayne Hancock and stuff like that, and you have all of these different people out there. So many more, just these authentic, excellent hillbilly groups and rockabilly outfits that are just running around the country in a bus playing music, and it's kind of a shame. So hopefully that opens up some more to get to get more noticed. Like I said, the modern country on the radio, it's like, how many times can you rewrite Margaritaville? It's like, drinking a sippy cup on the beach, whatever. It's like, I don't understand it. Maybe I'm a little harsh, and I'm not like the pure traditional guy either. As far as music, but the stuff that they're playing, under the country guys is just, I don't get it. Mm-hmm. I mean, Cyndi Lauper just put out this killer country album, and I hope she won't get one award. Just wait and see. But that's the sad fact. It's better than what she put out is way better than any country I've heard. Like it or not, that's just my observation. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It's pretty cool. She got a killer band and knocked it out, and it was good to see that pop out in the middle of nowhere. It's like when a couple people in the 80s came out and did more traditional stuff. That was more, they basically did covers. I won't mention who, but Johnny Horton covers, shined them up a little bit.
which they were perfect in the original form, but they came out, and that kicked up another thing that, you know, the interest in the real Hank Williams Sr. stuff, Fair and Young, and I think, I think the best. I kind of rambled, but I think the best thing is that it's never gonna die out. You know, it's not a flash in the pan phase like some things are. So as long as people are keeping it alive in whatever branch and form it is, more traditional, more. I mean, you know, the polecats, rockabillys from space. Who cares? As long as they're keeping it alive. I think it's never gonna go away, you know. So, especially in documentaries like this, you got to keep this alive. You're doing a big part too, just as much as the bands are. So, documentation, branching off, doing your own thing, you know. I don't expect to see, you know, Rockabilly or anything. I'm sure it's already been done, but you know, you can keep it the base form pretty close to it. I think it's just going to go on and on.